Alrighty, we should be live. I'm going to make sure everything is working, and then we will get right on into it. Audio sounds fine. Alright, it should be good now. So we've got a big stream today. We're going through weeks 14, 15, 16, and 17, our annual 4-week marathon. We're going to watch 2 games. We're going to simcast the other winners of each week, and we're going to get through a large majority of the regular season. By the time we get to the end of the stream in a couple of hours, we're going to have teams who have clinched spots, and we're going to know what's up for grabs in week 18. What's good, SGYT? What's good, Pokemon? Welcome in, everybody. At the end of the last stream, I forgot to go over injuries, so we're going to do that now, before I forget. 4 more weeks for yours truly. So I come back for week 18. Oh, Jair Alexander, broken tibia. That's new. He's out for the year. Big loss for the Cougars. Jalen Waddle, fractured shoulder blade. Out for 9 weeks. That's a big deal, too. Practically the rest of the year. Adrian Amos, partial PCL tear. That's new. Jadeveon Clowney, I think that's new as well. And then Randy Gregory, I think, is new, too. Don't do re-signings yet because I don't think... Yeah, the last one I did before the trade deadline, so it's not updated. So, like, for example, I did not have Creed Humphrey and Chidobe Awuzie 3 days ago when that video was released. So I'm going to have the new one up within the next day or so. So that's the plan. Finally got to join the live. Yes, sir. Welcome in. So which games ended up winning the second vote? I think the Detroit game was up by, like, a lot. So that seems like it's going to happen. Okay, so we're watching the Vikings and the Lions, and then the Golden Eagles and the Cowboys with a large difference in the vote. It seems like that's what everybody wanted. And then we will simcast the Chargers, Golden Eagles this week, and then the Rams and Bills in a few weeks. So we'll start with the Chargers and the Golden Eagles. I kind of wanted to watch this game. I thought that would have been really fun. But the other 2 games are cool, too. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. Keeping it simple. Siri picks 1. That is the Chargers. Since it's a simcast, we won't spend a ton of time with like jerseys and all that. I will get the other controller ready, though. Bad time to be a watch game merchant. I think Mexico basically clinches the division with a win today, so we'll see. Or in this game, they'll probably clinch the division during the stream anyway. But they could do it here with a win against the red-hot San Diego Chargers, who have been playing some very good football as of recent. They're not currently winning the West or in the playoff picture, but they are as hot as just about anybody in the AFC over the last 3 to 4 weeks. I'm curious to see if they can keep it up and position themselves to try to get a playoff spot within the final couple weeks of the year. Mexico clinches with a win, and to San Antonio loss. San Antonio plays Dallas. Okay. So, yeah, Mexico City basically clinches the division with a win because there's a good chance that Dallas wins that game. Not a guarantee. A lot of offense here. I'm probably going to do some maneuvers to the sliders before the Week 15 game. The sliders don't really matter for Simcast. Let's go slower. This is actually kind of a good game. Okay, so the Golden Eagles are going to have to kick. And Hectavius misses it. 3rd and 9, sacked by John Franklin Myers. If it's a one-score game and the Chargers get the ball back, we'll hop in. They shouldn't kick. They should just punt the ball. Oh, they kicked and they got it. So he missed one from like 40-something, but he made the one from 55. All right, let's hop in. There's 2 minutes to go. It's an 8-point game. I think this is a good spot. Let's see what Ron can do for the Chargers here with basically a 2-minute drill. He has 2:01 though, so they basically have a 3-play here. I would run the ball here. You're not really battling with the clock yet. Okay, short pass kind of does the same thing. Troy Franklin gets a touchdown. I'm down. All right, that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Chargers need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Keep in mind. Ooh, that was close. Ron was lucky. If I somehow lose to Dan, he is starting Tyler Bass. I thought he switched it to Michael Penix, but he must have deleted that message in the depth chart because his latest one was the one from a few days ago. It's intercepted. Picked off by Garrett Williams. And that probably just about does it. Future Cardinal legend, Garrett Williams. Joe Mama's hurt! No! Not Joe Mama! Who is Garrett Williams? He was drafted in the 3rd round in real life by the Cardinals out of Syracuse. Actually a pretty good player. I don't know where Greedy is, but I know they have Garrett Williams, so I would assume the G. Williams who made the play is probably Garrett. Think we go 2-2 today, lose to San Antonio, Mexico. If we go 3-1, I'll be happy. Because obviously we could use some wins. So I would say 3-1's the goal. 2-2's fine. Anything less would be a big L. Look at Justin Taylor. He's going to end the game for Mexico City. So the Golden Eagles are going to win it 31-23 with a late interception by Garrett Williams to propel them to the win. So the Golden Eagles are 11-2, and I think the Chargers are 6-7 now. I could be wrong, but those sound right. Both quarterbacks, their completion percentages were kind of mediocre, but Stetson Bennett did not turn the ball over, whereas Rodgers did twice. Justin Taylor, have yourself a game. He played very well. Taylor Decker did not play very well. He allowed 3 sacks. Yes, your playbook is Carolina. Nick Cross, Bengal legend. Shout out Nick Cross. All right. Ooh, is this Joe Mama? Joe Mama tore his abdominal. He will be out for the rest of the stream, but he will be back for Week 18. Josh Sweat got here just to not ball. Well, he's going to have to ball down the stretch. What overall are you? I would think you're probably high 70s at this point. The Colts lose to the Vikings. That's the most points they have scored since Week 6. Yeah, this team is pretty bad. If not for the Snowhawks, teams like the Colts and Explorers would be ridiculed a lot more than they are. Tua, 5 touchdowns, played very well. Big win here for the Vikings, who are clinging on to their playoff hopes. The Commanders had a bye week. The Cougars beat the Panthers, so Carolina's 2-game win streak is now dead. Tanner McKee did not play as well, though, but McKee, I think, is now 5-0 as the starter in Chicago. The Cowboys lose to the Dreadnoughts. 34-31 in overtime. Good win for San Antonio. So the NFC South still is not officially clinched. Joe Burrow did not turn the ball over, though. A rarity for him. Jalen Hurts did twice, despite winning. Aaron Jones scores 3 times. Juju does his thing. The Austin Desperados lose to the Eagles. So, Austin's hot start is officially in flames. They would need a long shot to get in. As for the Eagles, they need all the wins they can get in the wild card race. Both the Eagles and the Cougars make up some ground on Dallas this week. So the NFC East gets a little bit more interesting with 4 weeks to go. The Dreadnoughts won. They've been playing well since their bye week. 4-1, 5-1 actually in their last 6. The Eagles won. The Explorers beat Detroit. That's a surprise. 35-21. Are the Lions and Vikings tied now? I think they might be. Wow. Big loss for Detroit. They're going to have to rebound next week in watched. 2.5 sacks for Jeffrey Simmons, though. The Niners. They scored 27 with a kicker at quarterback, although it is against the Jets. So that actually does make some sense. New York needed a nice fourth quarter comeback to win. How many passing yards did San Fran have? 322. Sucks we can't see Mr. Bass's numbers. Here comes little John Glazing. His team allowed 27 to a kicker at quarterback. Any interceptions? Oh, yes. Whoa. There's a lot. So Tyler Bass threw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He threw 5 picks. Yikes. Golden Eagles won. The Jets won. The Lions lost. The Monarchs had a bye week. Ooh, the Nighthawks beat Seattle. That's something. So the Golden Eagles now have sole possession of 1. This is Seattle's first sim loss all year. And it's against the Nighthawks. Okay. Can't say I saw that one coming. How did Mr. Frank Jones do? Actually pretty good. The Oilers, bye week. The Orbits win streak comes to a close as the Titans losing streak also comes to a close. Big win for Tennessee. They needed that one. Both QBs played quite well. Derrick Henry did his thing. Derrick Henry's been a very quiet Offensive Player of the Year candidate. He has been really good. I beat my creation. That sounds odd out of context. 55 points for the New England Patriots as they defeat the Rams. That's not good for us. If we're a wild card, then we need New England to lose. Josh Allen played well. Dak was pretty good too. So despite Seattle losing, the Rams don't make up any ground on them since they also lose. Who moaned in these... What the hell am I missing? Who moaned? Should I be scared of what you guys are doing in there? The Raiders still... Whoa, the Snowhawks won! The Raiders are that bad. They lost to the Panthers and the Snowhawks. The Zach Wilson experience, folks. Wow. The meme of the year might just be the Las Vegas Raiders. They lost to Carolina when they were, 0-10? And they lose to the 0-12 Snowhawks. Maybe Dak Jones was the problem. This is a big relief because now I don't have to worry about giving the Snowhawks their first win. Okay, I feel good. Wow, that's something. The Ravens won. That's not good. So if we lose, I don't even remember who we're playing. Oh, we play Houston. Oh, shoot. If we lose, then the Ravens are in first place. Baltimore keeps on winning. Why is DeAndre Swift all of a sudden, good in Madden Sim? He's never been good before. Way to be useful, Denver. Who do the Ravens play their final few games? The Titans, the Desperados, the Steamers, the Snowhawks. That's an easy schedule. The Titans are good. These two teams are below average. And then the Snowhawks. The Steelers beat the... Oh, wait, no. The Steamers beat the Steelers. 31-17. I read it wrong. Deshaun Watson with 3 touchdowns in the win. The Steamers and Steelers are both hanging on for dear life. Did I just call Swifty not good? Yeah, in Madden Sim, he's usually not good. And in real life, he's also, like, kind of not good. I mean, he's talented, but he can't stay healthy. And he played injured last year. Give him credit, but he wasn't all that effective. Ooh, we beat the Texans. 24-21. So the Bengals still have first place in the North. Not a perfect game for Matt Corral, but we won. He did get outplayed by Lamar Jackson. Joe Mixon played quite well. Where's Sean? Sean got the ball 4 times. Don't tell me we injured Sean Tucker. I would rather lose and have Sean Tucker be healthy and not injured. Now I'm sad. Shout out Derwin, though, with the pick. The Titans won. Minnesota won. We won. Bills had a bye week. Denver lost. Thanks, Denver. The Chargers lost. We used the Chargers, so that's everybody. Before we do anything, I need to see what happened to Sean Tucker. That's the wrong button. What happened to Sean Tucker? Our king. Remember when the Raiders were good? Now they're losing to both Portland and the Panthers. That's crazy. Okay, he's fine. Good. Seahawks aren't that bad. I went 4-30 in the last 2 seasons of OFL last year. That is fair. That is fair. Players of the week: Tua, Josh Allen, Bobby Wagner, and Nasir Adderley. The Bills, in their bye week, have clinched a playoff spot. They're the first ones. In the AFC North, it's a 2-way race at this point with the Bengals and the Ravens. The Bengals still had the edge due to the tiebreaker. The Texans are now only a game ahead of the Oilers in the South, 2 ahead of the Titans. The Bills are close to clinching the division. They can do it with a win and a New England loss this week. Denver still leads the West by a game. The Raiders are out of the race because they suck. Detroit and Minnesota are now tied. So whoever wins this week's game, which we will be watching, they will be in first place. The Golden Eagles can clinch the division with a win or a Dreadnoughts loss. Dallas is now only 2 ahead of the Cougars and the Eagles. And Seattle is still 2 ahead of the Rams. All right, so Week 15, we've got our first watch game of the day. Detroit and Minnesota. And again, both teams are battling for first place right now. Who won the first matchup? Detroit did. Okay. So if the Lions win, they will have the head-to-head tiebreaker. If Minnesota wins, then they will split. Siri, give me a number between 44 and 45. 44.
It's 44.
44. That would be the road team, which is Minnesota. Is either Shiesty or Naruto here to pick jerseys? If not, we can do it for them. If I beat the Broncos, I'm in first as well. Did you guys play Denver earlier in the year? Okay, Shiesty's here. That's cool. Where are the Chargers? Okay, the Chargers lost to the Broncos, so you would be tied for first place, but you'd technically still be in first place. Shiesty, wear the Blues. I agree. Blue. Yeah, okay. We're all on the same page. Would blue on purple work? Because it's not like we have like a super dark blue. Would it work? I think it would work. Blue versus purple. Are we good with blue and purple? We could do the Holmes and the Color Rush pants. I kind of dig this. Yeah, let's ride with that. Blue on purple. Ooh, it's a primetime game, it looks like. Something night football. I don't know what night it would be. Thursday night. Okay. The winner of this game will take first place in the NFC North. The Lions won the first matchup this year on the road. Detroit's coming off a pretty bad loss. Minnesota's coming off a big win. We've watched both of these teams, I think, once this year. Have we watched the Lions once or twice? Obviously, we watched them in that weird game with Dallas. And then I know we watched Minnesota lose to Houston. I think it was Houston. So we have not seen either of these teams win a watch game. I think they're both 0-1, unless my math is wrong. Here's Tua Tagovailoa leading the way for Minnesota. He's had some good games this year, and he's had some not-so-good games. Not a good start for Minnesota. He loses 3. Patrick Queen makes a play. That was Darnell Mooney with the reception. Good throw into the flats by Mr. Turn the Ball Over. Back to Darnell Mooney. Wasn't Darnell Mooney one of the receivers who obliterated A.J. Terrell in the playoff game? It's kind of ironic that he's now in Minnesota. I don't know why I chose to remind myself of that game. I'm going to nuke Detroit. So we're going to watch a different game this week? This one's going to be nuked? Yeah, let's watch the Jets and the Patriots on the bottom. Let's watch the Jets. 3rd and inches. Good catch. Gain of 10. By Judge Judy. Wasn't Judy also on that Giants team last year too with Darnell Mooney? I could be wrong. Lions low-key collapsing. I mean, it's not like they were in that much control of the division early. They were the favorites through the first month or two, but it's not like they had an astronomical lead. I wouldn't really call it a choke. They were never up by more than 2.5 games. Tua breaks the sack, takes a shot downfield, and it is dropped by the defense. Should have been intercepted. If the Nighthawks go 8-9, do they have a playoff chance? I guess it's still mathematically possible, but it's unlikely. Doink. Another dropped pick. Nice hands, losers. That was a 3rd down, though, so it doesn't matter that much. Minnesota's going to kick. So maybe Detroit was right to drop the interception because Minnesota's probably going to miss this, and the Lions are going to start on the 40s. Or just don't listen to me because he freaking drilled it from 55. Oh, it's Younghoe Koo. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Why he made it. And nuked Ohio. Sorry, Bengals. Good. Make us move to, any other state. We're moving to Delaware. We're the Delaware Bengals. I did not disrespect Young. I didn't know that was him who was kicking it until I saw his last name. We know you love him, Danny. We know. Down in Ohio. Swag like Ohio. Ohio has swag? What? This is news to me. Gain a -2 on the screen. Who doesn't love a good old screen to start the drive for a loss of 2? It's an OFL tradition. Shut up. We know you have 0 swag. This isn't about me. This is about Ohio. Ohio swag is like a hoodie and sweats. Kayvon Thibodeau with the sack. 3 and out for Detroit. I switched Ohio with Arizona. Why do we need to nuke Arizona other than Hector? If it's just Hector, then that's like a valid reason. I won't argue against that. When I was 6, I thought Detroit was in Texas. Who's 56? George Karlaftis. Up the I can't up it in the middle of the game, and I've been upping it like all year. And, I mean, it was noticeable when Matt Corral was throwing the ball. Put it that way. Now Ohio is bordering Mexico. Can't wait to see what's going on in the border over there between those two places. Matt Corral should simply get good. Yes, the MVP candidate should simply get good. 3rd place last year, might make the top 5 again this year, but he should simply get good. Well, I'm saying if the Lions lose before... Were the Lions ever legit? We have to realize this was the worst team in the league last year. They started off like 4-1. Why did you guys think they all of a sudden flipped the switch? Obviously, they're better than they were last year. They've taken a step up. There's reason to be optimistic in a pretty bad division. Tony Pollard is negative 8 yards. But why did you guys anoint this team as like good and now they're all of a sudden fraudulent? When they won 2 games last year? Bro said MVP candidate. I did say MVP candidate, yes. Tua fakes the sack. Fumbles the ball! And it's picked up by Minnesota, but that'll end the drive. Jermaine Johnson with the play. Both front sevens have been really good. They killed free agency. They got a lot of players, but they also spent a lot of money. That was so close to a what-a-punt. Missed off by like a yard. Am I in the DC? I'm not currently, but if everyone wants to go in there, then I'm down. I know Denmark's in there. I don't know if anyone else is at the moment. To be honest, Louisville's winning the national championship. Which national championship? The meat judging championship? That's a real thing, by the way, in college sports. And I thought you were talking to thin air. Well, I am talking to thin air. And all of you. Besides the guy who moaned. Who wants to come clean? It was Danny. Now I don't think Danny would do that. Oddly enough, I don't think he would. 3rd and 1, Caleb Williams goes downfield and it is caught. Is that CeeDee Lamb? Is his hair that long? It is. I did not know his hair was that long in game. But CeeDee Lamb with a big play. Kevin, aren't you literally a butcher? You would know a thing or two about meat judging. I wasn't even in DC, but it was me. The moan was so loud that Denmark heard it anyway, even if you weren't in there. Benny Snell's running pretty well. Not on that play, but like in general he is. Third and 2, they don't get it. And they're only going to kick. I don't know about that one, Johnny. I think you punch it in on 4th and 1. You're that close. Mm-mm. I don't agree. So nonetheless, we're tied at 3. I feel like this game's been kind of fun so far. Good mix of big plays and good defense so far. Snell got the ball in second and short and third and short. Yeah, that's true. But you could always QB sneak it. You could go for a short pass. Even though, I mean, Caleb is a rookie. I don't know how much you trust him. But, I don't know. You're that close. It's pretty much a must-win game. I would have gone for it. There's a good play to start the drive for Minnesota. To the 45, Tua connects with Jerry Jeudy. Madden play calls with pea-sized testes. Except for when it's like overtly stupid, and then Madden's like, yeah, we'll go for it here. It's a 4th and 16 on our own 22 with 6 minutes to go. We're currently down by 7. Yeah, let's go for it. We might not get the ball back. Nice little jet sweep. I think that was Mooney again. Just nuke Chicago. And then the chat for Chicago. Broken up. What do they do? I think they're going to kick. Yeah. I mean, Younghoe Koo made one from 55. This is from 54. There's no wind. But again, it's that short. It is good, though. So it's now 6-3. Would you rather have Tim Duncan or Adolf Hitler as your point guard against 5'6" Shaq? How good of a ball handler is Adolf? I know he handled a lot of people. Like 11 million to be exact. It might be more than that. That's not all the dead ones. That's just all the people who went to the camps. So that's a lot of people he has to handle. But can he handle the ball like that? I would pick Tim Duncan, but it's an interesting question. Is Shaq Jewish? Okay. Adolf thought basketball was an outdoor sport. I'm picking Tim Duncan. Adolf is crazy. You can play basketball outside, but it ain't an outdoor sport. So yeah, just for that, give me Mr. Fundamentals. Over Mr. I hate your mentals. You made them play outdoor during the Olympics. That's crazy. An Olympic basketball game with wind, weather, who knows? I pick Hitler. Yeah, but Shaq is 5'6". That's the problem. It's not normal Shaq. It's short Shaq. Is 5'6" Shaq dunking? Probably not. There's George Pickens with a nice play to the 27. Shaq, I'm not 5'6", I'm 5'8". Get it right. I thought I was 5'9", but I was measured a couple weeks ago at my physical, and I'm only 5'8". Is 5'8" like the cutoff for being a short king? Because in that case, then I think I classify as a short king. Who are the 10 best team sports players? Well, what sports are we combining? Because I'm not educated enough on, like, hockey. I know Connor McDavid would be, like, number 1. or number 2. Is he more of a unicorn than Shohei is? Of the sports... Oh my God! What a catch! CD Lambs tells the defensive back to CD's nuts! Oh my goodness. He just did the Odell Beckham catch. That was even better than the Odell catch. My God. Okay, and now the score is 6-9. Nice. Jesus Christ. Well, that was something. That might be the play of the year. So the Lions are winning with about a minute left in the first half. Minnesota does have all their timeouts. I think Minnesota started with the ball, so that means Detroit would get it to start the second half. Ten best team sports players in the big 3 sports. Shohei's number 1, no question. In no other order, I would say Mike Trout has to be there. Aaron Judge is there. And healthy Jacob deGrom is there too. In the NFL, Aaron Donald, maybe Patrick Mahomes, and that's about it. You could throw like Chris Jones in there, but I don't know. And then for basketball, I don't really have an order for like the top 7, so really any of the top 7. How does D-Day affect LeBron's legacy? Did you guys see like the short video of like how the fall of Constantinople affected LeBron's legacy and like it actually did? Bro forgot. Yeah, I said that like the 7 best players in the NBA. Giannis is included. No Nick Bosa. I would say Bosa's kind of on the fringe. I don't think he's at the level of Donald or Mahomes. And in my opinion, I think he's probably not on the level of Chris Jones because Chris Jones is a total dog. Younghoe Koo makes another one. So Minnesota cuts it to 1 to end the first half. You forgot Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley. Forgot Ochai. I did. Ochai should be number 2 behind Shohei. And number 3 should be Christian Brown. Christian Brown's like one of the few, if not the only, like rookie who actually gets like somewhat important minutes on one of the remaining playoff teams. Name random NBA All-Stars. I'll start. Josh Smith. Thanks for the flashback. Blech. Who is random enough to answer the question? Kyle Korver. Does not get more random than Kyle Korver. How does 9/11 affect the battle between Nazi Germany and Tom Brady? Pro Bowl QB legend Amari Rodgers. Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague was in my head first, but then I remembered Kyle Korver was also an all-star in that 2015 Hawks team. I feel like he's more random. I'm not saying Kyle Korver wasn't him. My entire, game is basically Kyle Korver. So believe me, I will respect him. But he answers the question. He's a pretty random all-star. He's not like a random player, but people don't think of him as an all-star. But he made it on the 2015 Hawks. So even though more people know who he is than Jeff Teague, more people, I would say, think of Jeff Teague as like, wow, he was really good at one point. With Kyle Korver, it's like, yeah, he was a really good shooter for a decade. But nobody ever thinks of him as an all-star. Not Fareed. It would have been, the other two would have been Paul Millsap and Al Horford. Chris Kaman and did Chris Kaman make an all-star game? The more you know. I didn't know that. Here's a nice little run. Look at him go. Benny Snell's cooking today. Ohtani, Trout, Donald, Mahomes, Allen. Josh Allen? I don't think I'd put Josh Allen in there. Yeah, I don't think Josh Allen's the third best player in the NFL. Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, Judge, KD. I'd say that's fair. I don't know if I'd have KD as the fourth best player in the NBA, though. I don't think I could put him above Steph at this point. And maybe even Bron as well. And there might be someone I'm missing. What the Snell? Horford's been a baller for 15 years. I'd say he's pretty legit, even though you don't, again, think of him as an all-star. The Roy Hibbert days. Jordan Farmar. I don't think Jordan Farmar was ever an all-star, bud. I would hope not. Or else that'd be as random as it gets. Detroit's getting pretty close here. They got it at the 5. Caleb Williams keeps it himself on the read option, and he is in for a tutty. He's doing the LeBron. Someone was clowning me for thinking if Fareed was on that team, like he or anyone on the Hawks was relevant. Paul Millsap was good for a minute, though. Paul Millsap made like 4 All-Star games. He wasn't like a one and done. I think he made like at least 4 as a mid-second round pick. Paul Millsap has one of the most underappreciated career arcs like ever. Everyone talks about like James Harden and Ben Simmons being traded for each other. We cannot forget that Paul Millsap was also in that deal. Hassan Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside's a Hall of Fame Twitter follow, though. I can't take this America stuff anymore. I'm moving to Hawaii. What a classic. Time zones, what are those? Would we count Brook Lopez? Yeah, I would count him as a random all-star. Did he make a couple when he was with the Nets? That would make sense. You don't think of him as an all-star. You think of him as like a really good role player on a number of different teams, including the Nets. Was Serge Ibaka an all-star? I don't think so. He could have been. For his defense. Nope, he was. Okay, I didn't think so. Would we count Trevaud Lapoud Jaducius III Jr.? I guess so. Would Depot count? I guess kind of. Sam Cassell. That's pretty random. I think he probably made an all-star. Danny Granger was a bucket. I guess he is kind of random, but he was a bucket. Why is Detroit challenging? They got like 10 yards on this play. That's a waste of the challenge. He might have not gotten that other foot in bounds, though. It's like his one foot just levitated in the air. Okay, he was in. Whatever. That was a dumb challenge just because the Vikings didn't get that much. I'm here for a stream for once. Welcome in. Tanner McKee has been him. I think he's 5-0 as a starter. How much I got to slide you to make Gundai Wibawa juiced? How about 25? Favorite created player name in all the series is this year? That's a good question. My favorite one. I don't know if I have like a favorite one. Because there's a lot of good ones. Another drop pick. Joe Mama. Retho Biombo is a good one. Tico Teray. Alliteration gets bonus points. Sandaliel Cortez is a cool name. Youngwei Koo is a cool kicker. He's now 4 for 4. (12-17). That is a weird score. Kevin Shasha, of course, is a top 5 name. Top 5, and it's not 5. Or 4. Or 3. Or 2. Or 1. It's 1.5. Uziel Stone Shaw. Zachariah Royster is a very good one. You said you did like Lamasta Baton. Well, who doesn't like Lamasta Baton? That was a risky throw, and it is caught. And he might take that the entire way. I think that's Pat Fryer move. And he will. 77 yards for a touchdown. And Detroit makes it a 2-score game. It's Big Muth. The $100 million man. He was paid a whole lot of money to do that. So now Detroit's really in business. Why do I have a Pokemon video with 5 views in my recommended? That's a good question. So we're not in Simcast territory yet, but since this is a 4-week stream, I'm going to be a little bit more lenient with Simcasting. In other words, I'm going to be more willing to do it quicker. So if Minnesota doesn't score on this drive, then we can consider it. Or considering getting close. 3rd and 7. Good throw by Tua. What's good, that, Chen? Welcome in, my friend. If Rodgers throws 2 or more picks against the Broncos, I'm going to bench him. The Broncos lost to Justin Fields last week. I think they might not be a great matchup for Aaron Rodgers, but we'll see. How do you like Jack Turkey, though? It's actually Jack Turkey, gobble, gobble. There you go. Now you got it. Going to make a quarterback from LSU, and Danny was so interested. How interested? Fields hasn't been, like, horrible. He's been better than he was last year. Not that says a whole lot. But he hasn't been, like, good. I wouldn't say he's the reason why the Ravens are winning. Honestly, I don't know why the Ravens are winning to begin with. How are they 9-5? So that'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. Detroit's looking good with 2 touchdown drives. They lead 24-12. Game's not over, but the Lions are in a good spot. Can we take this time to pray to our Lord and Savior, Otto Askew? Otto's a dog. He's pretty good, especially considering his team is not pretty good. They're actually pretty bad. Darnell Mooney has 10 catches. Wow. If Otto declared, he'd probably be QB1, which doesn't say a whole lot, but Otto is Tom Brady's daddy. Tom Brady retired just so he doesn't have to meet Otto. I don't blame him. That was a hit stick animation, but Minnesota picks it up anyway after like 10 guys were around the ball. Nobody wanted to pick it up. They didn't want to pick up the balls. Fumble again, and this time it is picked up by Detroit. I don't think that was a fumble, but if it is going to be a scoop and score for Tyson Campbell. That did not look like a fumble, though. I'm not buying it. His butt's down. That's not a fumble. Yeah, no, not even close. Common Madden non-fumble. All right, the play is rightfully reversed. And is he in? Nope, but he's at the 1. It pretty much has to be a hit stick, yeah. If it's not a hit stick, then it's probably not a fumble. Tony Pollard has 8 carries for -7 yards. Friggin' yikes. Me and Danny are in VC. You want to join? Yeah, let me get my headset and whatnot set up. I still don't know how to make it work like on stream, though, which is stupid. We were lied to by the PlayStation. Now he has -10 yards. Yikes. That's not good. Tony is trashing Madden for no reason. To think he was drafted in the first round of the fantasy draft. Not by Minnesota, though. Who did... Oh, they would have drafted Tua. 4th and goal, you got to go for it here. A field goal makes it a 9-point game, so they don't really have the choice. You got to go for it. Fourth and goal. And it's broken up. Okay, it's a 12-point game. Detroit can chew clock. I think we should simcast here since there's only 4 minutes left. If there was like 7 minutes left, I'd probably keep on going. But, yeah, this game is pretty much over. All right, so Detroit gets the win, 24-12. This was an interesting game. Detroit not only is in first place at the division, but they also have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Minnesota. So this is officially the Lions' division to lose. They're basically a game and a half ahead of Minnesota in a sense because of the tiebreaker. Tua was fine. He wasn't bad. I was impressed. Caleb Williams was also impressive. He only threw 1 incompletion. Benny Snell, 18 carries for 107 yards. Tony Pollard, 9 carries, -10 yards. The audio cut out. Is that for everybody? Hope not. So Detroit gets the win. We will simcast. I'll hop into the VC as we sim. Just a reminder, for those who are not in the VC, if it sounds like I'm talking to air, I'm not. So I don't want to look weird. Because I probably will. Because PlayStation is mean. Hello, gentlemen. All right, let's take a look here at Week 15. Oh, we got to start with the Bengals. Yay. Hockey's insane. The Bengals win against the Steelers convincingly, too. 35-17. Good win. Matt Corral got sacked 6 times and still dominated. That's my quarterback. Joe Mixon also dominated. Sam Cosmi allowed 4 sacks. Help me, Lord. Why is Samson Ebukam so good? Didn't he have like 3 sacks a couple weeks ago? And then I chase young kids with 2.5 sacks as well. The Bills beat the Orbits. Seems like the Orbits hot streak has really quieted down. They won like 5 in a row. They were hot. Will Anderson playing well per usual. Denver loses to the Chargers 37-24. Aaron Rodgers only threw 1 interception, not 2, so you don't have to bench him. Although Trey Lance did have the better passer rating. The Chargers won. Troy Franklin, 12 for 119 and a touchdown. Go Ducks. No, maybe I would guess Troy Franklin just like had a randomly good game. The Colts lose again. They have not won since like week 3. This team is bad. They lose to the streaking Cougars, who have now won 6 in a row with Tanner McKee, who again didn't even play all that well. The Commies lose to the Cowboys 28-21. Good win for Dallas. They kind of needed it after losing last week. Nick Chubb doing Nick Chubb things. Nick probably has a Chubb right now. Well, last year it was Nick and Ader, not Nick who had him. The Raiders lose again because they suck. Give MP the Colts. No, but we have another team that MP might be able to get soon. No, I did not just say Rashad Penny. Oh. Ooh. The Dreadnoughts beat the Golden Eagles. Mexico does not clinch the division yet. They still probably will soon. Why did Jacoby Brissett play? Jesus Christ, I hate this game. All right, let's try this again. Maybe Stetson got hurt. That'd be the only logical reason. No, he did not get hurt. Yes, kinda, sorta, maybe. It's kind of a long story, but we're figuring it out. Who are we on? We're on the Dreadnoughts. Octi is selling. How could I be selling Hector's season? Because in the last game, Stetson Bennett played. I didn't touch the depth chart because I had no reason to. But this game just is annoying. No. Maybe someone got back from injury. Actually, I don't think so. I don't know how that could have happened. This game makes no sense. The Eagles beat the Panthers 24-10. I guess Stetson could have gotten hurt for one game. That feels unlikely. We can say that's what happened. We can say that's what happened. We'll play pretend. Tavondre Sweat, 3.5 sacks. The Explorers lose to the Monarchs. Not good. What's your question? Donald Trump's like 6. He's like 6'3", 270. He's like a tank. Give me him over Adolf easily. That's true as well. The Niners are now 0-3 in the Tyler Bass experience. How many yards this week? 318. More than 100 more than C.J. Stroud. Jerron Christian allowed 5 sacks. That's a lot. Andrew Van Ginkel, 4.5 sacks today. And then Tyler Bass threw 5 interceptions for a second straight week. Yikes. $42-17, good win for New England over the Jets. Yeah, you made him a nose tackle. He's not going to get sacks. The Lions, we saw them, they lost. Or no, they won. I'm slow. The Monarchs won. The Nighthawks won. The Oilers beat the Texans. I think they're tied. Have they already played each other? And the Oilers won. So the Oilers are in first place over Houston. That would sound about right. Yeah, Houston's 0-2 today because they lost to us, too. The Orbits lost. The Panthers lost. The Patriots won. The Raiders suck. The Rams beat Seattle again. Seattle has lost 3 in a row. They are falling. And I think this division is now only separated by 1 game, which the Rams have the tiebreaker for. So Seattle is walking on a thin tightrope at the moment. Oh, I'm sleeping all right. The Ravens win again. Why? So it's still tied between us and Baltimore. These guys will just not quit. See, Justin Fields does not even play well for this team, that they keep winning. DeAndre Swift didn't even play well this time. How does his team keep winning? Seattle lost, obviously. The Snowhawks are back to business. They lose 42-10 to Memphis. So it appears their thing was a 1-week thing. It's not carrying over. I guess so, if they lose in the NFC Championship. Almost like defense exists. Yeah, but their offense is, like, so bad. How can they have 9 wins? All right, that is everybody. Players of the week, Joe Burrow, Bijan Robinson. He had 8 catches. Wow, he had 4 touchdowns. Okay. Andrew Van Ginkel and Samson Ebukam with 4 sacks each. So who has clinched? The Bills are still the only ones. Nobody clinched this week. So the Bengals and Ravens are still tied. This division might be tied for eternity. The Oilers are now in first place. They're tied with Houston, but they had the tiebreaker. The Bills can clinch the division with a win. The Broncos and Chargers are tied. The Lions are a game ahead. Golden Eagles can clinch with a win. Dallas can clinch with a win and a couple losses. And Seattle's only 1 ahead of the Rams. I believe this is a simcast this week. Let me check the schedule. Here's the playoff picture. Wow, we're second. That's a pleasant surprise. Yeah, this week we are simcasting the Bills and the Rams. The Bills are 1 and the Rams are 5. Siri, give me a number between 264 and 265. 264. That is the road team. And that is the Bills. The Titans are 8-6, I think. I thought it was like a few weeks. Bills looking good early. They're up 14-3. Seattle is diehard Bills fans right now. And Seattle must be pleased because the Bills are cooking. They're really cooking. Yeah, Buffalo clinches the division with a win, and it is now official. The Buffalo Bills have clinched the AFC East. They are now 14-1. I don't think any team has gotten 16 wins before in this league. So the Bills are looking to make history. Dak was not good. Trevor Lawrence was good. Zeke played very well. Jamar Chase played very well. Who did Buffalo lose to again? They lost to... I don't even remember. Who did they lose to? Pittsburgh. That sounds about right. Like week 9-ish? Week 8. All right, it is sim time once again. Steelers beat all the good teams and they lose to all the trash cans. The Broncos country. Let's cry. The Broncos are 0-3 today as they lose to the Steelers. So if the Chargers win, they take sole possession of first place. With a nice fourth quarter comeback, the Steelers outscored them 17-0. KJ Jefferson played well. 2 picks for Kyle Hamilton. The Chargers will have sole possession of first place solely because they played the Portland Snowhawks as they win 31-10. The Snowhawks' last 2 games are against the Bengals and the Ravens, ironically. I have no clue how to feel about that. The Colts lose again. Imagine getting killed by the New York Jets. This team is not good. The Jets are 2-1 today. They're 1-1 against non-kickers at quarterback. The Commanders lose to the Monarchs. The Monarchs are trying to kill my draft pick. The Cougars' win streak is dead. They fall to Minnesota. So Tanner McKee is now 6-1. Poor guy. The Cowboys lose to the Titans, 35-42. Despite a Joe Burrow masterclass. That is player of the week type numbers. The AFC South is literally drunk. There are 3 teams currently within half a game of each other. The Ravens win. Jeez. Why do the Ravens play against such bad teams? I hate it here. So Baltimore is now 10-5. What breakout season? He has like 4 sacks. He has 9? Jeez, okay. The Raiders lose again. They are dreadful. The Ravens are 10-5, so they'd be half a game ahead of us, depending on what happens with us this week. The Eagles beat the Nighthawks 24-21. C.J. Stroud slightly outperformed Bryce Young. The Explorers lose to the Texans. Houston with a much-needed win against a team whose draft pick they own. Sean Tucker, 2.9 yards a carry. Wow, we really messed him up. Poor guy. The Niners lost again to Seattle. Seattle finally wins a game, but it's against a kicker. 290 passing yards for Tyler Bass, and they only turned the ball over 3 times. Progress. How did Frank do? He had 2 sacks. Wow, okay. Against his former team, Frank is cooking. The Golden Eagles are also cooking. They officially clinched the South. A little bit later than they had hoped for, but they still do it. So Mexico is going back to the playoffs. This time they get to host a playoff game. The Jets won. The Lions lose, so Detroit and Minnesota are back tied. The Lions do have the tiebreaker, though. I'm not going to. The Monarchs won. Nighthawks lost. Oilers won. The Orbits beat New England 35-28. So the Bills would have clinched the division anyway. The Panthers lost. The Patriots lost. The Raiders lost. The Rams lost. The Ravens won. Seattle won. Who did we even play against? Oh, we would have played the Steamers because they're the last team here. Thank God. Okay, the Bengals are still in first place, still hanging on by a thread, 28-20 against the Steamers. Matt Corral cooked again. Shocker. JMO played well. So the Bengals still in first place. Baltimore's trying to pass us, but we're not letting them. I said I wanted to go 3-1 today, but that kind of changes now that A, we're 3-0, and B, we play Portland, and C, we're still tied with Baltimore. So 4-0 or bust. Players of the week: Joe Burrow, Shaq Griffin, Kyle Hamilton, and say it with me, kids, QB1, Matt Corral. That's my quarterback. Okay, so we have some teams clinching. The Bills clinched the division and the number 1 seed with 2 weeks to go. The Golden Eagles clinched the division. The Bengals, oh, we're 11-4. Okay, the Bengals clinch a playoff spot, and the Ravens, who are also 11-4. I don't know why I thought we had 5 losses. The Ravens also clinch a playoff spot. No, nothing for Dallas, nothing for Seattle, nothing for anyone else. So we're in the playoffs. But kind of not really. I don't think you're out, but it's not looking good. The Nighthawks are probably dead. Oilers and Texans are tied in the South. The Titans are 2 back, not 1. Okay. How many teams have double-digit wins in the AFC? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the Titans are in trouble. The Lions and Vikings are now tied. Detroit still is the lead with the tiebreaker. The Golden Eagles have won the division, but the Dreadnoughts are playing really well as of the last few weeks. Dallas is only ahead by 1 against the Eagles, and they play each other week 18. That could be for the division. Seattle can clinch the West with a win or a Rams loss. So for Week 17, the final game of the day, we've got the Golden Eagles and the Cowboys. And this game is very important for one simple reason. This right here, kids. The Golden Eagles are currently the number 1 seed, but Dallas would pass them with a win. If the Golden Eagles win, they basically clinch the number 1 seed. So this is pretty important. Siri, give me a number between negative 322 and negative 321. Negative 321. That's the home team, which is Dallas. What the hell? My Discord just crashed. I don't know if I'm still in there. Oh, I think I am. All right, Hector isn't here, but I think I speak for all of us when I say we want them to wear the catch-ups. Give me the alternate. The alternate classics or just the alternates? I assume you mean the classics? What's the other one? The other one's the one with like the red stripe. I better. The other one. Okay, thank goodness. You know fashion. Go right one more. There's another one? Did I get the right one or not? I'm so confused. Hold on. Simcast, I need to feed my 4 fish. Well, it seems like you should be prioritizing your fish anyway. This is the alternate option. That's the alternate. That's the alternate classic. Is there another one? Oh. 1995 alternate classic. There you go. Color Rush. This is Color Rush. And here are the ketchups. Yeah, apparently he's playing well this year. I'll give him credit. That one, the one I'm on. Is this the one you want, Nicholas? I'm not making an apology, but I'll give him credit. He has played well. I'm not going to. No wonder why they lost. Yes, okay, this is the right one. Now we're good. All right, the final game of the day is a pretty big one. If the Golden Eagles win, they will basically cement themselves as the number 1 seed. If Dallas wins, they will become the number 1 seed. It is a tight race in the NFC where it's not in the AFC, as Buffalo has already clinched. Could also be an NFC playoff, NFC championship preview. I think these are the 2 teams to beat in the NFC right now. I would pick them a little bit over Seattle. Yes. Yes, I would. I don't know if Frank would play on Mexico City. Actually, I guess he would because Quinn Williams is hurt. Here's Stetson Bennett the 4th leading the way. Stetson's cooking. Don't be disrespectful. He's cooking. And he's good at it. Doink. Incomplete. I kind of want Stetson to suck today just so I feel better about Matt Corral getting torched by this defense. So there's a part of me that wants to see him get picked off like 4 times. There's a good run for Justin Taylor. He gets about 19. Good play by the user. Yeah, hi, that's me. Zach Wilson's an athlete. He can move. Zach Wilson's an athlete. He's the answer. Jet sweep for 8 yards. This game is killing me. Mexico's moving it quickly. They already have it at the 34. Don't complain. You're the one. They're not the 1 seed. They're actually the 2 seed. Get it right. 3rd and 10. Incomplete. Could have been intercepted again. What about carry-on? But he wasn't a bust. He just couldn't stay healthy. Yeah, but it wasn't his fault. He was good for a year. Rashad Penny's not a bust. When have I said he was a bust in the last year? Kind of. He was a number 1 pick, though. Kerryon Johnson was a 2nd-round pick. There's a difference. His expectations were not, like, that high. If he stays on his current trajectory, then probably, yeah. Eddie Pinheiro with a shank. I thought he was having a good year, too. But, I mean, he didn't have a good kick there. Wait, that would be Hectavius. That's not Eddie. Or maybe it is Eddie, because they messed up the depth chart. I don't know who it is, but whoever he is, shanked it. We drafted bad because of Bob Quinn, but he's gone. Who do you think are the top 3 teams to win the OFL Bowl? Buffalo is number 1. After them, I would say Mexico. And honestly, I would say Dallas. I'm picking both of them over Seattle. Seattle is the 3rd team in the NFC for me. Yes, because Seattle has not won a watch game, and Dallas has not lost one. They're not even losing, though. Yeah, but they haven't shown anything to suggest they're going to lose. Joe Burrow's thrown 0 picks today. But he's thrown 0 today. Good throw by Burrow on 3rd and 4 to the big tight end Greg Dulcich for a gain of 19. When was the last team to go back-to-back? Seattle did it last year. They won the first 2. We won 3 in a row in OFL 20. And I don't think anyone went back-to-back in 21. So it's happened twice. I did what? Are you sure about that? Octi talking to a ghost again. Yes, I'm aware. Thanks, Candy. The tumor is getting to him. Jesus Christ. Seattle did. No, the Rams did it in 19. You're right. The Rams did it. So it's happened 3 times. It's only never happened 1 year. And even so, the Bucks, I think, won 2 of the last 3 in 21. So they practically went back-to-back. Do we really need to remind me of this? Most of you guys weren't here for Riley Painter, but he was kind of a bust until the end. I don't think he was a bust, but he was disappointing. Travis Flight's like on the trajectory. I just showered. Thoughts. Good for you. Nice catch by Chris Godwin as well for the tutty. He just mossed the corner. Holy cow. Yeah, I guess Bowell kind of counts. Dak is early, but yeah, he's not good. Of course, Dan is our king. Little Josh showering. This is a new high for the New York Jets. No, because he played 1 year. He wasn't all that good, but it was only 1 year. If you win, yes, if you win, you guys, I'm like 99.9% sure you would clinch a playoff spot. If you win and the Eagles lose, you would clinch the division. The NFC, I guess, is just deeper with us and the Ravens at the same record, and we've both clinched a spot. There's a lot. Yeah, the AFC is kind of loaded. It's just that there's like 8 teams that are in the mix, so not a lot of teams can clinch. The NFC, I would think, is probably deeper, but the AFC is more top-heavy. The NFC has 3 really good teams. The AFC has like 6. Probably a mix of like the loser of our division, New England, and the loser of the AFC South between the Oilers and the Texans, unless the Titans go on a big run. But they look like the 8. The check down merchant just got a first down, though. He's doing some stuff. He checks it back down to Taylor, who gets a good 5. And that'll wrap up the first quarter, 7-0. Dallas is looking good early, but it is early. Tall. They also have Greg Dortch. What do you think about the guy the Patriots drafted? I don't think the Patriots drafted a QB. I think they signed Malik Cunningham, but they didn't draft one. Malik Cunningham's intriguing, though, although he's old. But he's interesting. He was supposed to go there to play slot receiver. He is a Bill Belichick slot receiver. Burrow has in 4 passes has more yards than Stetson does in 10. You're not wrong. On 3rd down, Stetson throws it short of the sticks, and they don't get it. It's 4th and inches at the 40. They got to go for it. Watch them kick. Oh, they're going for it. Okay, they're smart. Thank goodness. It's going to be a toss. That normally doesn't work, but it does this time. Justin Taylor gets 5. Kirk Cousins, impersonator Stetson Bennett. Stetson's actually got a little athleticism in him, though. Kirk is like not athletic. The Nighthawks aren't like any better though. The Nighthawks are like in the same spot that they are. Chances you beat the Seahawks low, but I've seen crazier. We've gotten fooled on a draw, a jet sweep, a screen, and now a pitch. They have not won a game with a kicker yet. They are fumble. Oh, they picked it up. Third and 6. Stetson takes a shot for the end zone, and it's incomplete. This is around the range where they missed the last kick, and now it's from 50. Looks good, and it is good. Mexico City is on the board. So what is happening with Week 18? Week 18 gets its own stream, and then we will hop into the playoffs. But Week 18 gets its own. That's why we're doing 4 today. Joe Burrow is in the zone. He looks like he is ready to cook. Week 18, Wednesday or Thursday. I do not know yet. We will cross that bridge when we get there within the next few days. Burrow with a nice throw on third down, and they're going to get 20. Curtis Samuel at the play. Look at Nick Chubb go, fighting off defenders to the 41. Dallas' offense looks good right now. They look better than they did against us. Which, I mean, that game was more about their defense, but still. Simcast if Mexico does. I mean, it's early, but if Dallas' offense keeps playing like this, then we could be in for a shorter game. But it is still early. They're only up by 4. Play action for Burrow on 3rd and 1. And he's going to throw it away. I would guess they're going to kick. But, oh, they're not. I like the call. I like the aggressiveness. Although Mexico is ready for a run. They've got a lot of defensive linemen on the field. Still going to be a run. And 90% of running backs don't get that. But Nick Chubb is not 90% of running backs. So Dallas gets to keep the drive going. See, kids, this is why you invest in the running back position. And then Nick Chubb proceeds to lose like 5. But there's a flag. Holding, and we still let Nick Chubb lose by 4. That's impressive to have a holding call, and you still lose like 4. Now 3rd and 2. Wow, there's only a minute and 12 left. This half is going by quick. Dallas gets another first down. Joe Burrow is still in the zone. I guess as he should be. Wheel route, and he drops it. This season, I should have traded for 4 first-rounders. Not everybody can be like me and have 4 first-rounders, though. Yeah, he got hit, though. It wasn't really a drop. It was more of a hit. But he did drop it, technically. No, not really. How about... No, I'm kidding. Well, now he's not. I just turned it off. That's why. Dallas tacks on 3, and they are up 10-3. Mexico can tie it here. They have all 3 timeouts in 45 seconds. They've got time. The same as yours. It does. It was meant to be. That's like one of the few draft picks that was like actually meant to be. Stetson gets hit as he throws it, and it's still caught for a gain of about 20. Let's get Octi an old person house. He's going crazy. Stetson gets rocked in the pocket and is sacked by Alex Highsmith. They might not even call a timeout. They might just wave the white flag. Yeah, they're going to run one more play. Last play of the half. It is a check down, and Stetson gets about 7. So that'll wrap up the first half. 10-3. Yeah, I'm spoiling it for all of you. Dallas gets to start with the ball, so they're in a good spot here. They're up by 7. They got the ball. If they score here, they'll be up by 2 scores. They can really put themselves in a good position to take control. So you have 5 first total? Welcome to the 5 first round pick club. Joe Burrow, short for Nick Chubb, breaks another tackle because that's all he does. Good run for Chubb. How is Nick Chubb averaging barely over 4 yards a carry? I feel like he's been really good today. Nice stiff arm as well at the end there by Chubb. Good throw over to Dulcich. Dulcich with room. Breaks a tackle and gets it all the way to the 8. Do you think I can win an OFL Bowl within the next 5? I mean, it's possible. Could happen. Ooh, that was almost picked. That was close. That could have been bad news. Having like a really good edge rusher though is important. Or like 2. Or in my case, like 4. Third and goal. They don't get it. They're at the 3. They should just kick. Why are they going for it? They're up by 7. Make it a 2-score game. And Nick Chubb, I think he got it, and he did. Again, most running backs don't get that. But Nick Chubb is not most running backs. I don't know why they went for it, but it worked. If Mexico doesn't score here, then it would, or if they don't score a touchdown, then maybe, because Dallas would be up with the ball by 2 scores. But now it's still a little bit early. But still, I'm surprised they not only went for it, but got it. J.C. Jackson's on, I think, Minnesota. Yeah, for a 1. Benny Snell clears. Benny Snell was cooking against Minnesota. I'll give him credit. He played really well. A lot better than Tony Pollard, that's for sure. Good throw by Stett. Over to, is that Mr. Dortch? I can't tell. Is that Dortch? When are we going to see who caught it? Is it Dortch? It is! Greg Dortch for 25. Stetson with another shot, and it's incomplete this time. I agree. All 5'7" of them coming down with it. Third and 6, and it's nearly intercepted. Okay, they're going to punt. It's a 2-score game, and Dallas has the ball. So, again, normally we wouldn't simcast, but since it's a 4-week stream... Oh, my goodness, what a punt. Down to the 5. Since it's a 4-week stream, we'll start by simcasting, but since there's still quite a bit of time left, we'll go slow. The Jamison Crowder play? That's a classic, yeah. 3rd and 1, they don't get it. Uh-oh, Mexico's driving. Oh, boy. 2nd and 14. Sacked by T.J. Watt. 3rd and 20. Incomplete. Okay, so they're still down by 11. Nick Chubb, 60-yard touchdown. Dallas is up by 3 scores. We can go a little bit faster. Then, like, become server deafened or something. I don't know. Okay, yeah, this game's pretty much over. We can go fast. All right, there you go. 27-6. Good win here for the Cowboys at home against Mexico City. So Dallas is now the #1 seed with 1 week to go. And if the Eagles lose, I don't know who they play. If they lose, then Dallas clinches the division. I kind of hope the Eagles win now because that's going to be a really good game in Week 18. Who did the Eagles even play? Hopefully Baltimore, so they can beat them. Although Baltimore plays someone who's like mid, I think. I think they played the Steamers. Stetson Bennett was blah. Joe Burrow was good, though. Nick Chubb did Nick Chubb things. He was very good. Well, we're about to sim, so you might want to start soon. The Snowhawks are 1 and however many losses, 1 and 14. Hopefully 1 and 15, or else that would mean something went catastrophically wrong. I swear. All right, it's sim time. Why am I nervous? We're playing Portland. This is like the only game I've been nervous about. And even if we lose, it is kind of a successful stream because we're 3-0. We clinch a playoff spot. But please don't lose to them, please. Oh, and our game's going to be right at the end, too. Great. The Desperados. Whoa! Tyler Bass might not be the problem in San Francisco. They just allowed 53. Eek. 53-7. Kyler Murray played really well. How many passing yards did Tyler Bass have? 191, 4 turnovers. Not good. Who had 4 touchdowns? Hayden Hurst had 4 touchdowns. Okay. 2 interceptions for both Bryce Callahan and Jalen Catalon. The Dreadnoughts, do they keep winning? They keep on winning. They go 4-0 today, albeit it's Carolina, but still a great stream for the Desperados, who for most of the year, they did not look like they were going to get a playoff spot. Now I think they will. How many picks has Baz thrown today? 5, 5, 3, 4. That's 17. Jesus. In one stream. I don't even think Matt Corral has thrown 17 interceptions since the start of last year. The Eagles lose because the Eagles hate fun to the Oilers. So if the Oilers win this week, they clinch the division. Unless the Texans lose, then the Oilers would clinch the division now. So it looks like they're going to the playoffs. Pepper Jack's finally going to get a playoff team. I would say it's more the Oilers' rise from grace than the Texans. The Eagles and Cowboys game is still kind of important because the Eagles are playing for a playoff spot. Dallas is playing for the number 1 seed, but it's not as fun, but still important. The Explorers lose to the Nighthawks, 38-35. Mercy Mercado and C.J. Stroud both play pretty well. They both complete 70% of their passes. J-Rob scores 3 times. Traylon Burks and Kayshon Boutte both go off. Derek Brown, 2.5 sacks. Andrew Van Ginkel picking up where he left off with 2, along with Frank Clark. That's a lot of sacks. The Jets lose to Seattle, 35-10. But Drake May's passer rating was higher than Patrick Mahomes. So maybe it's not so bad for the Jets. The Lions, they need a win, and they do, over the Monarchs. Thank you for beating the Monarchs. Caleb Williams plays very well. So the Lions clinch the division next week with a win, unless Minnesota loses. Then the Lions would clinch today, right now. The Monarchs just lost. The Nighthawks won. The Oilers won. They've won how many in a row? 6. They've not lost since week 10. The Orbits beat the Colts. The Orbits kind of need a miracle, but I mean, this is helpful. I don't know if they still have a shot or not, mainly because the AFC is so loaded. Hang the banner. Had a better QBR than Mahomes in a blowout loss. Little Job will hang it, and just about any banner to help his team. So the Panthers lost. The Patriots lose to the Bills, who are now 15-1. The Bills can make history next week with a win. I think they'd be the first team in OFL history to win 16 games in a regular season. So, quite a bit is on the line. The number 1 seed's not on the line. You guys play the Colts, so that means, yeah, you're going to get 16 wins. Congrats. Who did the Raiders lose to this week? The Chargers. 35-21. The Raiders have lost 8 in a row. Aaron Rodgers looking like last year Aaron Rodgers with 5 touchdowns and no picks. Baron Browning, Bengal legend, 2.5 sacks. Good for him. The Rams beat the Broncos. So this means I think the Chargers have won the West because the Chargers were up by a game. So I think the Chargers clinch. The Chargers were like so mediocre for most of the year. They decided to buy, and it pays off. They have won the division. They have won Tank Division. The Ravens. I don't think the Ravens play someone good, but please, God, show me the letter L. Yay, they lost to Memphis. So if the Bengals beat the Snowhawks, we clinch the division. The Mickey Mouse run, the Mickey Mouse regular season win streak is finally dead. Justin Fields had 1 more completion than he did sack. Now we're going to lose to Portland just for this. I can already see it. Ravens can't be too upset, though. They go 3-1 today. They've clinched a playoff spot, so still good times in Baltimore. Is it good times in Seattle? Oh, they already won. We knew that. Ooh, that was close. Oh, I thought that said 20-16. We went 28-16. Okay. So the Bengals have gone 4-0 today. Matt Corral cooked again. And that means the Bengals, who are a game ahead of the Ravens with the tiebreaker, have clinched the AFC North. And we've probably clinched the 2 seed again. I will. I owe him big time. But the last time we were the 2 seed, we lost in the first round. The time before that, we lost in the first round. So it might happen again. But still, thank you, Memphis, who went 3-1 today. Good job. The Steelers lose to the Cougars. Tanner McKee is back cooking. KJ Jefferson is burning down the kitchen. You say Mickey Mouse win streak, I say we're still in the playoffs. That's a good way to look at it if I were you. You guys are still a playoff team. You're probably going to be 5 or 6. So, still very successful for you guys. DeMar Hamlin with a pick. That's fun. If the Texans lose, the Oilers clinch the division, and they win against the Commies. Pretty close, though, 31-28. The Texans will last week play, Tennessee. So the Texans and Oilers are still tied. The Oilers had the tiebreaker still. But I think the Texans probably clinch a playoff spot now. Or if not, they basically do. The Titans lost. I think they're 8-8, so they're pretty much done now. I don't think they can get in. That was a collapse. The Titans were playing well, and now I don't think they have a shot. They certainly got better from last year, but I think all 7 AFC spots might be clinched. Because the Chargers clinched, us and the Ravens already clinched, New England's probably in, the Oilers and Texans are in. So I think the 7 spots might be finalized. It's just about the order now. I don't know. We're close to your team, so we can check then. Have we missed anybody? Chargers play the Steelers week 18. We saw the Colts game, right? They lost to the Orbits. Yeah, we saw that. Who did we use her? We used her Dallas. So that's everybody. Okay. Did the Commies go 0-4? Did they? I think they're out of the playoffs now. Little Josh says 0-3. They had a bye week. I think that's right. So there's your answer. Yeah, they lost the bye week. Yeah, you guys are like guaranteed to be 4. So I don't think this week is too important. Players of the week, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Catalon, and Kyle Fuller. So let's see if my AFC all 7 teams have clinched thing is right. 1, 2, 5 teams, 6. Okay, so the last spot is up for grabs between New England and the Orbits. New England is a game ahead, so they had the edge. That would be funny. So the Bengals clinched the division. I know it says that we didn't clinch the division, but we beat the Ravens twice. So we've clinched the division. We're pretty much guaranteed to get the 2 seed, which is a curse for us. Every time we're the 2 seed, we lose. But Baltimore's probably going to be 5 or 6. So they would play presumably like the Chargers or the winner of the AFC South, which the Oilers had the edge. They're 11-5. They had the tiebreaker over the Texans, and both teams have now clinched a playoff spot. Houston can still clinch the division, but realistically, they're also looking at probably 5 or 6. In the East, the Bills are 1, and one of these 2 teams will be 7. And then in the West, the Chargers, I don't think the Chargers can't move. The Chargers are guaranteed to be 4. In the NFC North, the Lions and Vikings are tied. Detroit has the tiebreaker because they beat Minnesota twice. So if they win or Minnesota loses, Detroit wins the division. Golden Eagles clinch the South. Dreadnoughts are going after a wild card spot. Dallas clinches the East. Cougars and Eagles are going after a wild card spot. Seattle clinches the West. Rams are going for a wild card spot. So we have 5 teams chasing 3 wild card spots in the NFC. The Dreadnoughts, Rams, Cougars, and Eagles are tied. That's 4 teams. And then the loser of the NFC North, probably Minnesota, is also in the race. As for the AFC, as I said earlier, Pats and Orbits going for 7. New England has the game advantage. We will check that shortly. So this is what the playoff picture looks like. Bills and Dallas are 1. We're 2. Followed by the Oilers, Chargers, Ravens, Texans, and Pats. And then in the NFC, Seattle, Golden Eagles, Lions, Rams, Cougars, and Eagles. Well, I think all of those teams have double-digit wins, other than the Chargers. So there really aren't, and the NFC North winner. So there really aren't many fraudulent teams in the playoffs. Cincy might have to play a team like New England, while the Chargers get to play the Ravens. I don't want to sleep on the Ravens though. I haven't trusted them, so I feel like because of that they would beat us. I can kind of see it. So I would almost rather play New England. Let's look at the Week 18 schedule. Yeah, you guys are cooking. All right, which of these games is watchable? This one, maybe. Golden Eagles are going for a 1 seed. Dreadnoughts win and probably in. This game's important. The Rams and Orbits both need wild card spots. This game's a good one. Dallas is going for seeding. Eagles are winning in. Tank Bowl. Go Niners. Titans are out, so probably not. The Oilers are going for the division, while Minnesota's going for a playoff spot. And those are probably all the watchable games. Seattle is, I think, 12-4, right? Are they 12-4, guys? Do you remember? Do any of you guys remember? Seattle is 12-4. Yes, I don't like their chances. Yeah, the Vikings would get the division with a win, and if Detroit loses. Who does Detroit play again? Let me see. I kind of just looked at this thing. They play Columbus. I can't see them losing to Columbus. Columbus stinks. So Minnesota's basically hanging on for a prayer. They need to beat the Oilers, who are good and have a lot to play for. They need Detroit to lose. Minnesota could still get a wild card spot, but they still would need a lot to happen. So their chances are slim, but they still have a shot at both the division and the wild card. Any new injuries? With 4 weeks, I would think we're going to have some big new injuries. Juju, torn or pulled groin. He'll be back for the playoffs, though. James Daniels and Rashad Bateman. Bateman will be back for the playoffs. Saquon Barkley is hurt. Doesn't really matter because the Niners aren't good. Jacob Cowing, compound foot fracture. Danny did not win. He went winless. How does EA decide the tiebreaker for wild card? I think EA with the tiebreakers is usually pretty accurate. So whatever the NFL tiebreaker is, EA is usually pretty good about it. So whatever, if it would be head-to-head or in-conference record. So usually EA gets it right. Andrew Van Ginkel, ruptured disc after his great end of the year. He won't play Week 18. There are not many new injuries. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is hurt. He scores a touchdown in every Texans watch game. So that's not good for them since they're going to the playoffs. I don't, but the game does. I mean, I don't normally touch it. All right, let's do stats now. So even for the people who are in the DC, put your team name in the chat just so I can easily organize it. While we wait, we'll do the Bengals first. 42 touchdowns, 9 picks. Yet I was told this guy wasn't an MVP candidate. Well, Dak is one. I never said he was the MVP. I said he was an MVP candidate. And still an MVP candidate. Oh, yeah, I know. We're the 2 seed. We're going to lose in the first round. I know that. Team draft class. All right, the first one is the Jets. Little Jaw wins something, finally. There's a first for everything. How many of those picks were in the Dallas game? 3. Ooh, Jordan Addison's having a better year than I realized. And JoJo's probably going to get 1,000 yards, too. Little Jai, your sack leader has 3 sacks. That seems like a problem. Bills. Trevor Lawrence, also an MVP candidate. He might be the front runner. The one thing going against him is that his team is like loaded, but even so, he's partially one of the big reasons why they're 15-1. So I don't think he can use that against them. They have 3 receivers with at least 10 touchdowns, led by Calvin Venter. Yeah, he has been fantastic. Von Miller, only 25.5 sacks. I thought it'd be more at this point. I'm disappointed. Nighthawks are next. Yeah, low balling. Von Miller probably has more sacks than like half the teams in the league, yeah. After the Nighthawks, we have the Niners. And we can look at Tyler Bass's passing stats individually. Look at all these quarterbacks. The Niners have like 8,000 passing yards. 2 of these quarterbacks didn't play for them. But who cares? What is everyone's OFL Bowl predictions? I'm rolling with... I think there's going to be one surprise team. Honestly... I could honestly see that. I feel like it's a bad idea to bet on Nick to win in the playoffs, but I don't know. I just have a good feeling that this is the year for Dallas. I'm going to pick Dallas in the NFC. I know. I've said that multiple times, and I've been wrong. In the AFC, yeah, that's true. In the AFC, the Bills are the obvious choice, but I feel like it could be a surprise. I'm going to pick the Texans. Dallas and the Texans, the 2 Texas teams for now. Tyler Bass's passing stats aren't saved. I thought you could look at it from this screen. That's stupid. This game is stupid. All right, after the Niners, I can't. That's the problem. I just tried to do that. I can't check it individually. Dallas is next. Then it might work. We can try that at the end. Who would be ahead of him, other than Troy Franklin, maybe, yeah. I'm voting for Troy Franklin no matter what. The Orbits are next. The Orbits have 3,000-yard receivers. Wow. Who is an MVP candidate? Here is Detroit. Caleb Williams' numbers all across the board are better than Drake May's. There's not an argument. Well, I thought there was an argument like a few weeks ago. Now there's not. Completion per... Here, let's compare. Yards. Yards is May. Touchdowns and interceptions is Caleb. Completion percentage is Caleb. 3-1. Next up, we've got the Chargers. Stephon Diggs has 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns for reference. Troy Franklin has 97 catches for 1,254. If there's somebody who's challenging Caleb Williams for Rookie of the Year, it might be Troy Franklin. He's going to have over 100 catches, assuming he plays, which he might not. But still. It's probably going to be Drake, Caleb, and Troy. Yeah, unless something changes. Texans are next. We can do that when we go through the entire league. Rashawn Gary is 23, by the way. Lamar is a quiet MVP candidate, too. 41 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 4,700 yards on a good team. Sean Tucker, 1,000 yards. Pleased to see it. And then Rashawn Gary is cooking. Ravens are next. I'm curious to see Justin Fields' numbers, too. because I don't think they're going to be great. His passer rating... Oh, yeah, that's him. His passer rating's 104? Did not see that one coming. Okay. I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I had no idea he was playing that well. Hold on. Let me check. How many games over 100 has he had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Did not know he was that good. I apologize, Mr. Fields. And then DeAndre Swift, low yards per carry, but a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. Shamar Turner. Should I check Shamar Turner? Let's do that real quick. Where is Mr. Turner? There he is. 4.5 sacks. Not bad. Yeah, but he's a rookie who is like a 74. And he's a run stopper. So that's not bad. Who's next? Seattle is next. I'm curious to see Frank's number. Frank Jones has 7 TFLs and 7 sacks. That's a lot lower in terms of TFLs than last year. Yeah, better pass rusher, but less TFLs. So, there you go. Pepperjack is here. He didn't specifically say the Oilers, but we'll show them anyway. The playoff-bound Oilers. Isaiah Thomas is very quietly having himself a great year. I did not know his numbers were this good. He's playing really well. As is Jonathan Taylor. I don't know, but there's a lot of quarterbacks who are playing legitimately well. Oh, Pepperjack did then say Oilers. Okay, I'm just blind apparently. And then Hopus Bopus is here as well, so we'll take a look at the, not the Desperados, the Dreadnoughts, who are also probably playoff bound after a slow start. Yes, we're going to check awards afterwards, although I have to check something for Nick as well. All right, let's check Joe Burrow over the last 4 weeks for Mr. Nick. We can check Sweat, too. I'm actually kind of curious with them. All right, so over the last 4 weeks, Joe Burrow has had 0 interceptions. Actually, over the last 5 weeks, including our game. Pretty good. He's getting hot at the right time. He got sacked 0 times against us. Goodness, that's not good. We need to figure out how to play and watch games, or else that's going to be a problem. All right, let's see what Josh Sweat has done with the Chargers. So he has been here since Week 12. He had 2 sacks in Week 12 and has done virtually nothing since. 5 TFL. Okay, so he's been good in the run game, but 0 sacks. And then the Steamers as well. I have to check, too. And the Monarchs, because the Games is now here as well. Yeah, we can look at AVG, too. Micah Parsons is 5th on the Monarchs in sacks. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Or I meant the Steamers. You know what I meant. He's 5th on the Steamers. And here are the Monarchs. David Montgomery has 24 touchdowns. I would be happy if he scored 24 touchdowns over the next 3 years with Detroit, let alone in 1 year. Trey Hendrickson is cooking. All right, we'll do league stats, and then we'll do AVG first. Then we'll do league. Then we'll do awards. AVG has 11 sacks. Yeah, 2, 1, 4.5, and not much before that. All right, let's take a look at the league. So Trayvon Walker leads the league in tackles. Why? I guess he's probably playing as a 4-3 outside linebacker because he has half a sack and leads the league in tackles. I guess he is the Shaq Leonard role in that playbook. So that's probably why, even though he should not be playing there, but whatever. Monty will have 6 touchdowns over his contract because we're cursed at running back. We are. We are literally cursed at that position. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to break the curse, damn it. So Trevor Lawrence leads in passer rating by a lot. Tanner McKee's in second. He hasn't played long enough to be an MVP candidate, though. Dak, Lamar, Corral, Ritter, Mahomes, Jaron Hall. Wow, he's kind of high. Yeah, there's a lot of guys who are legit possible MVP candidates. CJ Stroud is, like, closer to the bottom than he is the top. He's at 97.6, so not bad. But who's the worst of the starters? It's Kirk Cousins. Yeah, it's Kirk Cousins comfortably. Rodgers is probably kind of high. He's probably somewhere in the 100s. Rodgers is... Yeah, he's pretty high. He's at like 106, 107. That's quite good. Josh Jacobs is currently the rushing champ. I say currently. No one's passing him. Josh Jacobs is going to be the rushing champ. I think he was last year, too. A lot of 1,000-yard rushers. A lot of guys close. Touchdowns is Montgomery by a lot. Derrick Henry's averaging damn near 7 yards a carry. He's going to be an Offensive Player of the Year candidate, probably. He's been insane. Yes, there is, because there have been so many good players this year. Hunter Henry leads the league in catches. Diggs, Lockett, and Amon-Ra also are in the triple figures. A few guys close behind as well. Yards is Stephon Diggs. Because he's Devontae Adams. A lot of 1,000-yard receivers. Yeah, Calvin's good. He's cooking. Who's that for over 1,000? J-Mo's over 1,000. Nice. And then Devontae leads in touchdowns. Stephon Diggs close behind. Christian Watson as well with 15. Well, Brock Bowers has 12. Nice. Probably not going to be a Rookie of the Year candidate, but he's not out of the question. All right, we'll do defense by conference. TFLs in the AFC is Vita Vea. Sacks is Von Miller with 25.5. Rashawn Gary is 23. Chase Young Kids is in third among AFC pass rushers. Interceptions, Darius Slay, Cameron Curl, and Trayvon Diggs with 6 apiece. And then in the NFC, TFLs is Max Crosby. Sacks is Myles Garrett, 24.5. So all the pass rushers really slowed down. I don't know if any of the pass rushers are going to end up being MVP candidates on our ballot like we thought they were at the middle of the season. Whew, excuse me. Garrett Williams leads the NFC in picks with 5. Good for him. Do we still have any perfect kickers? I think there's like 1 or 2. I know Kate York was perfect. He's not. The only perfect kicker is the man, the myth, the legend, St. Peter's finest, Doug Etter. Even though he's played like 4 games, so you're right, it does not count. But he is perfect by definition. Although my kicker's healthy now. My collarbone is healed. I'm no longer injured. I don't know. I asked the same question. Because he has to punt a lot. Matt Corral is 4th in MVP. The haters are weeping. He's on pace to be a Hall of Famer by the time his contract ends. His first contract ends. He's not a winner minus the 3 division titles he's won. It's better than nothing. Never won a playoff game. Yeah, that's something. But he's also 12-4. QB wins doesn't matter unless it pushes my agenda. So I'm going to push my agenda. Zion Tupuola-Fetui is 6th for Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie. Wow, okay. Marvin Harrison's higher than Troy Franklin and Drake May? Hold on. Has he been that good? I mean, he's been good. None of these numbers are better than Troy Franklin, though. What is this Ohio State over Oregon bias? Yeah. I know, really. People think I rig it, but Troy Franklin would be 1. There's Brock Bowers in 4th. That's probably where he belongs. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Zion. I think JoJo is in 5th. Why is Corey Foreman in 7th? I know he hasn't played recently because of Tank Lawrence, but Corey Foreman has been such a dog. QB wins are the single most meaningless stat in sports, unless they push my agenda. Then they're important. But other than that, yeah, they're meaningless. I would have thought he would have been higher at this point. He's only an 87. Wait, is Troy Franklin the best receiver? No, but Marvin Harrison is. That's stupid. Good, EA's finally gotten the damn paycheck. Yeah, we can tell. Ooh, Josh Allen, 3rd. Doug Etter, best kicker. The haters are going to say, my kickers are 1 and 2. Look at this. I got to screenshot this. My kickers are 1st and 2nd. My kickers are both him. I've never seen that. I didn't know me breaking my collarbone would end up being a good thing, but I have 2 kickers in the top 2 now. Maybe I am rigging it. I think the best kicker goes up in dev. Doug is going to go up to superstar. Who the hell is Ethan Calvert? And why is he ahead of Mike Oxmall, who is at the top of the tackle list? I know tackles are a bad stat. I've never heard of Ethan Calvert in my entire life until right now. You ruined... No, the game ruined it. Not me. Don't get mad at me. Be mad at EA. That's honestly a good point. I've never thought of that. There is no best tight end award. No, there's not. I've never thought about that, but you're right. And I call myself the commish, shaking my head. I am the commish because apparently I'm rigging the AFC Best Kicker award, considering I have both the top 2. That's not the right choice. Okay, so we went over the schedule. We did stats, awards, injuries, standings, playoff pick. I think we've done everything. I think we're good. I'm not pushing that agenda. I'm not doing it. Sorry. I'm pushing the Doug Editor's Elite agenda. I'll save over the current save file, so I probably will have a save file of that, yeah. Make Jacoby QB1. Why? You haven't clinched the 1 seed yet. I mean, you can. I mean, that's fine, but, you guys haven't clinched the 1 seed. Stetson's higher than him now, so maybe the game is smart enough to not change that. Stetson's past him. I mean, I can still change it if you want. 10-6, not in the playoffs. Yeah, the NFC is super deep. Actually, both conferences are super deep. But just as a reminder, before we click off the stream, for anybody who may have missed what the situation is for Week 18, these 3 are going after the 1 seed. Dallas is in front of the line. You've got the NFC North with these 2 teams. Lions have a tiebreaker. And then a bunch of teams going after the wild card with the Dreadnoughts, Rams, Cougars, Eagles, and the loser of this division, probably Minnesota. And then in the AFC, 5 teams have clinched. The Bills have the 1 seed. We've basically clinched the division because we have the tiebreaker over Baltimore. The Oilers can clinch the division with a win. The Chargers already have, so 6 teams have clinched. So basically, we're looking for the 7 seed, which will be one of these 2 teams, and the winner of this division, and seeding. Can you tamper? Oh, yeah, that's fine. You can negotiate trades. So that will wrap up the stream. Week 18, I don't know when that's going to be exactly yet. This was a fun 4-weeker. We've only got 1 more week to go, and if your team did not go 4-0 today and had the best 2 kickers in your conference, then you're not winning the OFL Bowl.